Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope that everyone is doing well. This is the third session of 6th online class of maths, and today we are going to wind up Unit 2 Theory of Quadratic Equations. This is the lengthiest unit in your book, consisting of 8 exercises, and today we are going to complete the final exercise, Miscellaneous Exercise 2. Miscellaneous exercise is basically the review exercise, which consists of different types of questions and concepts which are already explained in the previous exercises. Since today we will go with review exercise, so the procedure of online class will be a little bit different, as miscellaneous exercise consists of multiple choice questions and fill in the blanks. So when we will start multiple choice questions and fill in the blanks, so you will be asked to find out the answers and then write your answers in the chat box. So for that, keep your rough register and book ready in front of you. But before proceeding towards that activity, let's first of all revise Unit 2. In the first topic of Unit 2, we discussed about the nature of the roots of quadratic equation. That the nature of the roots of the quadratic equation is determined by this expression b square minus 4ac, which is known as discriminant. In other words, we can say that if we are interested to find out the types of the roots even without solving the quadratic equation, so it can be determined with the help of discriminant. Let's see that how nature of the roots is determined with the help of discriminant. If discriminant is greater than 0 and is perfect square, it means if this expression is greater than 0, 4 and is perfect square, so the roots will be rational, means the roots can be written in fraction form if it will be perfect square. If discriminant is greater than 0 and is not perfect square, if here will be written a number like 2, so 2 will result in irrational number, therefore the roots will be irrational and unequal due to plus and minus sign. If discriminant is equal to 0, if here 0 is written, then the roots will be equal, because if you add or subtract 0, so there will be no effect on the answers. Last is that if discriminant is less than 0, if there will be a negative number written like minus 3 inside the radical, so of course the roots will be imaginary because the square root of minus is iota. Here is a question related to the topic that discuss the nature of the roots of the equation. Here we are not supposed to solve the equation, rather we are supposed to discuss the nature of the roots, means the types of the roots, that what types of the roots the equation has. So let's have the value of a 1, the value of b 6 and the value of c minus 1, and here we have the discriminant, and by means finding out the discriminant we will get 40. 40 is positive as well as it is an irrational number, and it is not a perfect square. So if discriminant is greater than 0 and not perfect square, then the roots will be what? Real, irrational and unequal. So here with the help of discriminant we can discuss the nature of the roots. Next topic of the unit is which was discussed in the previous classes, cube roots of unity and their properties. In this topic we discussed that when we find the cube root of 1, so as a result we will have one real root and two imaginary roots. Imaginary roots because of this minus sign inside the radical, which will result in iota and will make it complex cube root of unity. Later on we discussed that these complex cube roots of unity are named as omega and omega square for convenience. We have a question related to this topic. Find omega square if omega is equal to minus 1 plus inside the radical minus 3 divided by 2. Means one of the roots of cube root of unity is given and we are supposed to find the other root. So let's see how it is solved. Here the first root is written and we are going to find omega square. So of course by taking a square we can find omega square. Here here when you can see that minus, when it multiplied 2 times, so it will result in plus. Here is a mistake, you can rectify it. Then this is a square b square, then this is minus 2ab. A square b square minus 2ab, and 2 2s are 4. Here again you can rectify the mistake by making it plus sign, and minus 3 plus 1 will result in minus 2. Then here we can take 2 common, so minus 1 and minus is left inside here, and this is the value of omega square. Next is that prove that the sum of all the cube roots of unity is 0. It means that if we add all the cube roots of unity, means 1 omega and omega square, if we add them by taking LCM, so we will get 0. Next is that if we will multiply the cube roots of unity, if we will multiply all these three cube roots of unity, so as a result we will get 1. In shortcut form we can write omega cube equal 1. Here we have the question related to these properties of cube roots of unity, which are already solved. Okay, next question is evaluate, means sixth part we have to evaluate omega 37, means this expression we have to evaluate. Let's see how we can evaluate this. You can see here omega is raised to the power 37 and omega is raised to the power 38, and we know the value of omega raised to the power cube, not omega raised to the power 37. So therefore it is must to break omega into cube form. So since we know that 37 does not come on the table of 3, so less than 37 is 36, so therefore 1 omega is separated and omega 36 is kept here. 3 12s are 36. Same is the case, 38 does not come on the table of 3, so it is means 37 also does not come, so 36 and then omega 2. 36 plus 2 will result in 38. So therefore omega is the power is broken up in such a way. So instead of omega cube we can write 1. Now we can solve it ahead. Omega square into omega into 1 will result in omega square, and 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. Why equal to 0? Because sum of the cube roots of unity is equal to 0. Next part is if omega is cube root of unity, form an equation whose roots are 3 omega and 3 omega square. One of the topics of unit 2 is that we can form quadratic equations when the roots are given, means when the answers are given, so we can form the quadratic equations. So let's see, the roots are given, how we can make quadratic equation. Quadratic equation can be formed with the help of this rule: x square minus sx plus p is equal to 0, where s stands for sum of the roots and p for product of the roots. So sum of the roots is 3 omega plus 3 omega square, and product of the root is this one, 3 3s are 9. So let's put these values in this equation in order to form the equation. Omega plus omega square is equal to minus 1. Why? Because sum of the cube root of unity is equal to 0. Omega plus omega square plus 1 is equal to 0. So when 1 is shifted to their side, it will result in minus 1. Omega cube is equal to 1. Hence this is the required quadratic equation. Next topic is using synthetic division, find the remainder and quotient when. Synthetic division is the shortcut of long division method for finding the remainder and quotient. Here we have polynomial, and this is going to be divided by x minus 2. So here let me tell you that if any in case any means x is missing, any power of x is missing, so you can write the coefficient 0 here, like x cube x square, then x comes, so x1 linear term is missing, so you can write 0 as a coefficient. Here you can. Synthetic division 2 is from the divisor. If it is minus 2, so it will be positive 2 here. 2 1 is 2, 5 2s are 10, 10 2s are 20, and we have the remainder 22. And quotient we have x square plus 5x plus 10 will be the quotient. And if it is cubic polynomial, so it will reduce by 1 degree here. This question states that if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, an equation is given, and we are going to form another equation whose roots are alpha minus beta. Excuse me, here should be written minus alpha minus beta. So let's see that with the help of the roots of this equation, we are going to form an equation whose roots are minus alpha and minus beta. So as we know that equation can be formed with the help of sum and product of the roots. So sum of the roots will be equal to 5 and product of the roots will be equal to 7. Now we are going to form an equation whose roots are minus alpha and minus beta, means we are going to deal this one. So since we don't have the value of minus alpha and minus beta, so therefore we will take minus common here, take minus common here. Now minus as it is, so instead of alpha plus beta we can write 5, so sum of the roots will be minus 5, and product of the roots means this is first root and this is second root, so when they will be multiplied, so minus 5 minus will be plus, so it will result in 7. So sum and product of these roots will be minus 5 and 7. So let's put this in the equation. Minus from here, sum of the root is minus 5 and product of the root is 7. You're not supposed to put this one. This is just for the support. This is the actual roots. Hence this is the required equation. We are done with question number 2 here. Some easy parts are left for you, so you can do in homework then. Now this is the time of your activity. We have to go with the exercise, means miscellaneous exercise 2, question number 1, which is multiple choice question. And I want you to have your rough registers with you. I will read the statement and you are going to tell me the answers, and you are going to write your answers in the chat box. Then I will later on, then I will also tell you the correct answers. Fine. So the first MCQ is, if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, then alpha plus beta is, means sum of the root is. Sum of the root is equal to minus b upon a. So you can have from here minus b and a is 3. So C part can be, you can mark the C part as your answer. Next is, if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, then alpha into beta is, means you are going to find the product of the roots. Product of the root is equal to C upon A. So C is here what, 4, and A is 7. So 4 upon 7 means the B part will be your answer. Fine. Next is, roots of the equation are what? Here the equation is given and you are going to tell the types of the roots. And the types of the roots are determined by what? It is determined by discriminant. So you are supposed to find the discriminant here. Discriminant is what? B square minus 4AC. So now calculate the discriminant. Okay. Of course, the discriminant will be less than 0. Therefore, the roots will be what? Imaginary. Then you can circle the B part. Next is cube roots of minus 1 are. Of course, minus 1 minus omega and minus omega square will be. No need of any explanation. Sum of the cube root of unity is what? Sum of the cube root of unity is of course 0, and product of the cube root of unity is 1. Next is, if b square minus 4ac is less than 0, means if discriminant is less than 0, then the roots of the equation are. If discriminant is less than 0, then of course the roots will be imaginary. If discriminant is less than 0 but not a perfect square, then the roots will be, if it is not perfect square, then the roots will be irrational. Okay, you are going to simplify this expression. Since here we have plus sign, so we can take the LCM, and here we will have the numerator, means beta will be written, then alpha here, of course by taking LCM it will be the D part. Next is, we have done it multiple times, this one, alpha square plus beta square, it will result in, when we will add plus alpha means 2 alpha beta and minus 2 alpha beta, so we will get C as a answer. Two squares of unity are, means cube root of unity are 1 omega and omega square. If you will just take the square of 1, then it will result in 1 and minus 1, this one. Roots of the equation are, you are going to find out the roots of the equation, means the types of the roots of the equation with the help of discriminant. Discriminant is what? B square minus 4AC. So here of course b square will be 4, 4, 16, and AC 4, 4, 16. Of course it will be 0, so the roots will be real. Am I correct? Yeah, the roots will be real. You have to solve it. If alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, then sum of the roots, 2 alpha and 2 beta. Okay, here you can see that if just 2, sum of the roots will be what? Minus b upon a. So b will be q and a will be p. So q upon p. And here will be then minus sign and 2 from here. So this will be your answer. Next is if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, then product of the roots 2 alpha and 2 beta. Okay, means again you are product of the roots. See here, if I multiply 2 2s are 4 and alpha into beta, alpha and beta product of the roots will be equal to C upon A. So minus 1 upon 1. So of course the answer will be minus 4. Since it is revision, I'm going fast, so I hope that you will get the concept. The nature of the roots of the equation is determined, of course, by discriminant. The discriminant of the equation is, everyone know that this is the discriminant here. We are done here with multiple choice question. Let's go with fill in the blanks now. The first blank states that the discriminant of ax square plus bx square c is equal to 0 is equal to what? Discriminant is equal to what? B square minus 4ac. I'm just going to state, it takes time to write it. If discriminant is equal to 0, then the roots of the equation are what? Agar discriminant 0 hoga, of course roots will be equal. If discriminant is greater than 0, then the roots will be, if discriminant is greater than 0, then the roots will be real. If discriminant is less than 0, then the roots will be what? Imaginary. If discriminant is greater than 0 and perfect square, then the roots will be what? Perfect square, rational. If discriminant is greater than 0 and not perfect square, then the roots will be irrational. If alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, then sum of the roots. Sum of the roots means minus b upon a. So minus b upon a will be sum of the roots. And product of the roots will be equal to c upon a. Next is, if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, then sum of the roots. Sum of the root is minus b upon a. This is minus b upon a minus plus 5 upon 7 will be sum of the roots. And product of the roots will be c upon a. So minus 9 and 5. Because this is c and this is 5. So minus 9 upon 5 will be the product of the roots. For a quadratic equation, 1 divided by alpha into beta is equal to. So means here I have to go with product of the roots. Here will be product of the roots c upon a. So if you will go reverse of this, it will be a upon c, I think. In your book, this answer is given wrong. So you just please check it. Then let me know. Fine. It will be a upon c. Yeah? If we will just take the reciprocal of this. Yeah. Okay. Cube roots of unity are what? 1 omega and omega square. Okay, under usual notation, sum of the cube roots of unity is 0, of course. If 1 omega and omega squares are the cube roots of unity, then you are going to evaluate omega raised to the power minus 7. This is done ahead. If alpha and beta are the roots of the quadratic equation, then the quadratic equation is written as, means roots are given and we are going to form the quadratic equation. So quadratic equation can be formed by x square, sum of the roots minus sx. Sum of the roots will be, means if alpha and beta are the roots, so you are going to write alpha plus beta as sum of the roots, alpha plus beta x. And product of the roots will be alpha into beta because no values are given. If 2 omega and 2 omega square are the roots of an equation, then equation is, we're going to form the equation here. These two parts are done in next slides. Let's see. Here is this part. Okay, this part here that we are going to evaluate omega minus 7. Now see, you can see omega minus 1 and omega minus 7. Omega minus 7 does not come on the table of 3, therefore you have to break the powers. Minus 1 and minus 6 because 6 comes on the table of 3. So 3 into 2. So instead of omega 3 we can write here 1. So here you can see now 1 raised to the power minus 3. If you multiply 1 raised to the power minus 2, if you multiply it will get 1 as a result. When the power is negative, you can write this in denominator in order to make it positive. Now you have 1 upon omega in the answer, but at the back side of your book this is the answer. This is done by using this property that every complex cube root of unity is the reciprocal of the other. Fine. You can see here omega 3 is equal to 1 omega cube. If you will break up this omega into omega square, now if you will write omega here and if you will shift this one, it's being multiplied, so it will get divided. If you just leave it here and if you just shift this to that side, it will get divided. So if you want 1 upon omega, instead of this you can write omega square. If you want 1 upon omega square, you can write instead of this. This is just to check your concept, otherwise nothing more than that. Fine. This chapter or unit is very conceptual and it consists of many concepts and different topics, so it needs much practice. Here's the next question, that if 2 and omega squares are the roots of the equation, then you are going to form the equation. So equation can be formed by finding the sum and product of the roots. So sum of the roots will be, here you can take 2 common, omega plus omega square. Instead of this you can use the property and you can write -1. So this will be the value of sum of the roots, and product of the roots will be 4. When you will put in this equation, you can see here minus. Instead of sum of the roots you can put the value. In order to, instead of product of the roots you can put the value of this, and we have now the equation. So this is very important thing, that when the roots are given, the answers are given, so how we can form the equation. Here it is omega, when it's multiplied with omega square it will result in omega cube, and omega cube is equal to 1. So 1 is 4 here. Here we are done with all the exercises of exercise 2.8, and revision is also done. In next class inshallah we will start chapter 3. So have a nice day and stay blessed everyone.